What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gunther Show. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for all of your support this far. It means a lot. Let's keep going up. It's not every day that I get a chance to sit down with a legit legend, okay? If you grew up in this area, I saw what this woman accomplished on and off the floor. Without any further ado, the Gunther Show welcomes Coach Courtney Davidson. What's going on with you, legend?
What's up? Thank you for having me.
Man, it's good to see you.
It's good to be here.
Yeah. How's everything coming? Because I see that you guys just now started out 4-0. Like, what's the excitement going on around this place so far?
It's a lot of excitement. We have a new leader in Coach Jackson, and I'm back home. There's a lot of good energy in this arena. There's been renovations. The university is doing well with enrollment. So it's good times around here at YSU.
Does it ever get a little tiring when people, refer to you as a legend?
It's humbling, but I don't see myself in that way. I've just been blessed to pick up a basketball and keep doing what I love over the years, and it's taken me a lot of places and afforded me a lot of opportunities. And so if that's considered legendary, I appreciate it, but it's just a blessing, honestly.
It's something about that little orange ball that can take kids from the inner city like us all around the world. You can go to this place because of it. You can go to that place because of it. But it's something about being back home. What's it been like for you since you've been back?
I grew up here, picking up the ball, watching my dad play at the YMCA, and so I'm not sure if he knew that the opportunities were going to be afforded when we started this journey, but I'm thankful every day because I understand that not everybody gets to do this, especially at this level, Division I at an institution that respects women's basketball. So I'm just excited to be back and to play a small role in hanging another banner. This program has been great in the past, and so I'm just here to try to keep pouring into it, just being a hometown kid.
This program right now is undefeated. We all see the buzz going around, but we also know that every time you step on the floor, you got to bring it. Simply because when you're undefeated, everybody's going to give you their best shot. What's the mindset as the team progresses?
We've been just taking it day by day. We're just trying to get better 1% every single day, and it's been working out so far. They've been putting in a lot of work since the summer. Our schedule is just getting started. We've got some really, really tough opponents, some road trips. We've been blessed to be home for 4 games, so that's been great. But now we got to take the show on the road, and so that's going to be a real test for us in our future in a non-conference. But we're excited, and we're just kind of just focusing on ourselves and getting better every day.
There's something about being home, though. When you're playing in front of your home crowd, you feel a little bit more comfortable. And for some reason, I don't know why, we both can attest to it. The shots just seem to go in a lot better when you're at home. But when you're on the road, you really got to bring it. You got to execute, because when you're on the road, things happen just like that. We understand the upcoming road, the road trip is coming up. Who are you guys looking at and say, let's really see how we match up well against them?
Well, I think everybody we play in the future is going to be a tough matchup, right? You're on the road, and that's one of our core values is energy. And so we try to tell our team they have to bring it every single day when they don't feel like it, when they do feel like it. Because on the road, you're not going to have your parents, the fans, and all the support you have at home. Yes, the shots go in because you're in here every day. You're practicing, you're putting in the work. And so it's a real test to the game and the work that you put in when you go on the road. Can you do the things well every single day? When you don't have a crowd that's cheering for you, can you bring your own energy, and can the bench be loud and cheer for your teammates? So I think the next couple games, Bucknell is a really known school in the Patriot League that has won their conference. Xavier is playing really well right now, and then we're going to Puerto Rico on a trip where we're playing 2 really tough opponents. And so are we going to just enjoy the beach, or are we going to get buckets while we're at the beach? So I think that everything coming up is going to be a real test to what we're doing.
A few things about getting buckets, too. I remember as a kid, as a youngster, when I was always around the game, I was always coming up to Ursuline, watching yourself and Tyra. And when I was playing, you had players such as, Courtney and Ari and all those wonderful, players. But to see the impact that you've had on the game of basketball in this city in particular, that has to make you feel like, maybe I really did do something right.
It is. When I look back now, even yesterday at our kids' game, I saw Ari's daughter was here. And Ari reached out to me yesterday and said that her daughter wants to come back again. And so that warms my heart, because I got to coach Ari at this point, and now my players are having kids that are picking up the ball, and so that's exciting for me. Did I know the impact I would have when I was playing? No. But it's, again, been a blessing to be able to do it here at home and just show that there's bigger things than just, picking up the ball and just playing it as a game. It can take you really, really far in life.
Basketball is a life teacher, and it teaches you so much. What do you think has been the biggest lesson that you learned from the game of basketball?
Oh, wow. I just say enjoy the journey. When it comes to my faith, I believe that everything happens for a reason, and there's a lot of good and bad that happens in basketball, but it teaches you so much about life and your journey forward. And I think that's the real blessing in it, right? I think that we pick up the ball and say, hey, it's about the wins and losses, but it teaches you so much about yourself, and then how to grow as a person. And so I think that has been the biggest blessing for me. The adversity that I faced on the court, has helped me face adversity in life, and get through things that I thought I couldn't get through. And I carry that with me to this day. And so just being able to be around the game and still have those lessons that help me through my journey in life has been great.
What made you decide to even get into coaching in the first place?
Couldn't stay away from it, man. Like, once I got done, it was just like, I moved back home. I started grad school here at YSU, and I went back to Ursuline and coached freshmen. Had Ari and Courtney, and then they slowly moved up to varsity from my little freshman team. I no longer had a freshman team, and coached JV, and it was just a joy to be in the gym. I would still play a little bit then, and so it was a little bit of a workout. But I knew that the game had been a part of me for so long that it had to be in my life in some way, shape, or form.
It's just something about that dang ball. You just can't get away from it.
Not at all. Not at all.
And I'm just as scarred as you are, because even though I haven't, played organized in a very long time, I still play pickup just to stay in shape. But it's something about the ball, man. You just can't put it down, because that was our first love.
Yeah.
It's something that you just can't walk away from. Even now, when I'm on this side as a reporter and as somebody who's done several games, we could pick up on certain things just because we played it. Does it ever, that itch ever come back to you to maybe get back out there and just play just a little bit?
I do a little spot up shooting now. I will challenge my players to some shooting, 3-point shooting competitions, and I still can win those. So that's enough for me. I love the game, but it's awesome to be able to pour it back in through the bodies that are able to move and have the eligibility. And so I don't get out there as much, but I still can shoot it a little bit.
Oh, I have no doubt about
I can
about
still
that.
shoot it.
That's the jumper. It's like riding a bike. It never leaves you. I think one of the best parts about a player that was just as great as you are, once you are able to kind of step off to the court and go into the sidelines as a coach, I believe players have a little bit more respect for you. A player coach, somebody that's been down this, journey, you're able to really tap into another level as well. How have the players received you since you've been back home?
I think it's been good. Sometimes they challenge you to get out there and show them a little bit. Again, you just kind of have to say, no, I'm not, so you don't get hurt. But it's been great. I think our kids are great and always want to learn. They're very respectful. And every now and then I give them a little bit of the bag, and they figure it out. I challenge them to do a move, and they're like, Coach, what? And I'm like, yeah, just work on it. And so I try to really instill that confidence in them, to build new things, and add to their game, especially in the off season. And so by the time we roll around the games, they're looking at me like, Coach, I did it. And so that's the cool part about coaching, right? Because you get kids to believe in things that they never thought they could do. And that's something I've been able to do over my journey as a coach.
What do you feel is the most important part about coaching?
Make sure you're impacting lives in the right way. I'm not perfect, and neither are our players. So they really want authentic, genuine relationships, and I'm able to provide that. It's who I am. It's how I was raised. Family is at the forefront. We're a God-fearing family as well. And so I give my players a lot of real love, and just honest conversations. And so I think that goes a long way when it comes to the game, because they know I'm going to keep it real with them about things in life and off the court. So it's easier for them to believe what I'm saying on the court, as if it's a ball screen coverage. They're going to believe that because they believe the things that I tell them off the court about how great they are and how they're going to ace their test and those things, and how they're going to overcome personal situations that we talk about. And a lot of people are like, what do you do in the off season? What do you do off the court? There's a lot that goes on to being a coach. You're somebody's mother, sister, first aid, so it's a cool opportunity to impact lives. And I think that's the biggest thing for us as coaches and what we should be doing.
You had mentioned impacting lives. Who have been some of the people, whether they were coaches or players, that impacted your life in this game?
Oh man, I mean, if I start listing, I'm probably gonna miss a few. Obviously, my parents and everything they poured into me and my journey. I look back at all the the tournaments and the travel and the hotels and them coming to support me in college. Like everybody doesn't have that support, and my parents have been there from the start. I've had my cousins in the stands from the start, and they're still here. Coaches, obviously my AAU coach, Coach Durkin. There's been a lot of people over the years that have inspired me and just really supported me through whatever I wanted to do, whether it was move to take a job somewhere else. You know, they're still tuned in on the ESPN app, or they're making their way to a game. And so I've had that from the jump. And I think that's been the biggest thing and the biggest reason why I continue to go on every single day and just keep making them proud.
I like how you slid the ESPN app in there. You know, I've been on there a couple times
Yeah.
myself. That's not the point. I love the passion that you still have.
Yeah.
I can see it as we're having this quick dialogue. Here we are, Beagley Center, and I already know on game days you're locked in, you're focused. But that also comes from being locked in practice and things of that nature. As you guys are getting ready to transition into another quarter of the season, what is going to be a successful quarter for you all?
Oh man, again, I think our test is being on the road and handling some adversity. I think that's going to be the biggest thing is can we go on the road and do the things we're supposed to do? It's a different environment. Can we finish out the non-conference strong? We do have a conference game coming up on December 4th, which is a little unusual. Usually you start after Christmas.
Right.
But can we start the conference off really well and then continue to press on for a championship? So I think that the season is long. You got to stay focused. That's shout out to my dad. You got to stay focused. But I think that every single day you get better and you focus on the team right in front of you. You can't get too high, too low, and just make sure we do a phenomenal job of preparing our players and preparing as coaches so that we are locked in. And so if it doesn't turn out our way, do we do everything that we possibly could to win the game? And if not, let's go back to the drawing board. So it's a everyday grind until March, April, where you want to be playing. And so you just hope that you can stay healthy and continue to get better.
Before we get out of here, this year marks the 20th anniversary of you and your team at Ursuline. You know, 20 years ago, you guys win the state title.
Yeah.
Now, there was no way I could have you here without mentioning that just a little bit.
Yeah.
And time goes by so
no doubt.
freaking fast, man. Like, I remember as a kid watching that.
Yeah.
But here you are now, 20 years later. What message do you think your players would like to listen to? Because you've won a championship. You know what it takes. And years later, you can pour into the next. What message do you think you would give them in terms of what it takes to win on that level?
Man, 20 years is crazy. So that's a start. But, you know, I would just say just enjoy the moment and just give it everything you got. That state championship is what everybody remembered for me, and I'm sure a lot of my teammates, especially classmates of 2004, it was the journey to get there that was probably the most rewarding. Like, we got beat by Regina every year. It was about 40 my freshman year, and then it was like 20-something, and then it was 16. And so nobody really celebrated those moments, and those were the ones that really built us for that championship. So we kept getting punched in the face and knocked down, but every year we came back and we hit back. And so I think that's what made that senior year, beating Regina by 13, which was my number. There were so many things that like God had put on that day. And so I remember the years that it took to get to that point. So the championship was great. It honestly felt easier than the other 3 years that we lost, right? Because of the journey. But I think that's the beauty of the whole thing is adversity, right? You don't give up. And that's always been my motto. I don't care how many times I get knocked down, I get up stronger and figure it out. And I keep pushing forward. And so I think that state championship for me, and I would say a lot of my teammates, really just expresses resilience and that one day you'll achieve what you want to accomplish.
Coming to the end now, I really enjoyed this dialogue. What message would you like to send to the fans particularly those that want to continue to support the team throughout the journey?
Yeah, I mean, people can hit me on Facebook. Anybody that needs tickets, let me know. My family comes to the games quite a bit, but I will try my best to get high school teams, families, churches, whatever that want to come support. We already get a pretty good fan base. We get about 2,000 fans a game, and obviously, the more you win, the more exciting the basketball, the more people come. But our players work hard every single day, and they deserve to have that recognition. Women's basketball in general
That's right.
is growing, and so I encourage people to watch. They work very hard, and they're great kids off the court. And so anytime anybody wants to come down, just let me know, and we'll get you a seat.
Thank you for your time,
Yeah,
Coach.
of
Appreciate
course,
it. Give me
of
some
course.
love, man.
Yeah, of course, man.
Always.